Austin, Texas is changing every day, but one constant is Dirty Martin's Place on Guad. Dirty's recently celebrated 98 years young, and the future is solid. And this space in the back is open to host any event, personal or business related.
Hey everyone, it's Daniel here at Dirty Martin's. We're in the Burn Orange Room. We are currently booking a lot of parties back here. If you can see, we got a capacity for about 90 people, but we are excited to host any party that you might want to bring.
Give Daniel Young a call at Dirty's to reserve this space for any event that you can think of. Well, happy Saturday morning to you. Another college football Saturday. Of course, coffee with Clynch. I go deep from up here just to pass on some motivating message. Hopefully somebody gains something. I'm just trying to reach one person. Just one person. I've done my job. And before we get going, be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. They're all listed right there. Facebook, IG, X, YouTube, and on TikTok. And yes, I have some work to do on TikTok, but follow us so whenever I start producing content again, which I hope is soon, you'll be ready. You'll receive a notification as if you needed more notifications on your cell phone. I'm one of those guys trying to cut them all off, all the notifications. And big shout out to our sponsors. This one, Coffee with Clynch, Honest Plumbing and Air, where a handshake still means something, serving Central Texas, mainly just north of Austin and into Austin. Great guys. And as I mentioned, where a handshake still means something. I am Sean Clynch, the host of Stories Inside the Man Cave podcast, and Coffee with Clynch usually has a motivating message. Something I've learned that I started doing about 4 or 5 months ago. I call them breaks to regain mental balance. We're always hustling. So many things are pulling us different directions, meetings, relationships, friendships, obligations, volunteer work, all great things. But we can create issues in our head, which creates anxiety. And I'm speaking on experience alone where I felt overwhelmed. So, for example, yesterday, if I'm really feeling the pressure and in my schedule, it allows for a window of opportunity, I'll do it a couple of times a month. Northwest Park here in Austin, childhood favorite. And, I left Austin for a couple of decades, so I didn't get to experience this, but there's a pond there, and the great 1981 Memorial Day flood changed the entire landscape of Northwest Park. But that pond was where my late father and I would go fishing. We'd spend some time there, and it was a blast, just great childhood memories. Well, I stopped by there this past Friday. I have a lot going on in my head, just as you probably do. And I had about an hour window, spent 30 minutes sitting on the bench, thought back of my childhood, and it's like an urban nature spot. And after that, got up. I was good to go, refreshed, regaining that mental balance to realize everything's going to be all good, if you will. And so that's my message. Take those breaks. Go for a walk. Go find a place where you're still and you can just get away from all the obligations, if just for a half hour. It's been really productive for me. I started doing that about 8 months ago, 9 months, something like that, and learning that it's more beneficial. All right, let's head to the sports theme. So Steve Sarkisian, the fourth-year head coach at Texas, obviously last year and this year, right now, the number one in the country. Well, you know what? Being at a high-profile position as Steve Sarkisian is, you receive criticism, you receive all types of praise, whatnot. But there's a lot of pressure on that job. And I know you're thinking, oh, those millions, tens of millions of dollars. Well, he's also, like many of you, many people we know, a dad. And what's really cool, Brady Sarkisian, who played high school football in California, decided to walk on at Texas. Pretty good high school football player. Walked on last year. He I think that was his first year. There's a great photo of them after they won the Big 12 championship last year. And this is Brady and Coach Sark together. Just kind of encapsulates the relationship they have. And there's Brady Sarkisian. And the picture I'm talking about on the left right there, right after Texas won their final Big 12 championship. Well, first game of the year against Colorado State, Brady got in and got some playing time, emptied the bench, so to speak. Well, this past week, a week ago, UT San Antonio, Brady got in there and was in on a play, and Coach Sark talked about that, and he talked about how special it is because he's engaged just like any coach. And when his son got in the game, he stepped away and regained his mental balance, so to speak.
I was still like in coach mode, and I'm probably ripping somebody's ass on the headset while it was all going on. But this Saturday, when I saw him go in, they didn't tell me. I just looked up and I saw 32 in, and I took my headset off. I didn't want to hear the chatter. I didn't want to hear the call. I just wanted to watch him play football, like a dad. And after 2 plays, then I yelled down at the defensive staff, can we blitz 32? Can we get the guy? No. But I was like a dad would be in the stands. Why isn't we blitzing? You know what? But what? Don't throw it to that guy. Run that. So that was fun for me. I really did. I had a lot of fun, and I was proud of him. He got registered in there for half a tackle. So, hey, it's an honor to play football at the University of Texas. And it doesn't matter if you're a frontline 5-star recruit or if you're a walk-on. These guys grind and they work hard, and Brady's no different. He has to work hard every day, and we hold him accountable to the same standards as everybody else. And so when these guys do get their opportunities, as a parent, you appreciate that, and you just want them to do well because, especially for me, I know how hard he has to work every day.
Man, that's really cool. Really cool moment for any coach to have the opportunity to coach their own son or daughter. But he was authentic and real right there. Great candid moment. And I hope we see more moments like that where, he had to remove his headset. I love that. So he could have a dad moment. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, there's a SEC debut up in Norman. And it's a former OU quarterback bringing his team to town. And if you think he doesn't have grudges or anything like that, I think we're wrong. We'll see you on the other side. Honest is a strong word, and we all need honesty when it comes to plumbing and HVAC needs. Somebody who will take care of the repairs efficiently and with quality. Honest Plumbing and Air is who I trust, and they take pride in that word. Honest Plumbing and Air, where a handshake still means something. All right, let's wrap up what the college football Saturday looks like. There's some great games on the schedule. It's a great game day anywhere. But when you look at what the Big 12 looks like nowadays and the SEC, we'll start with the SEC. The debut for the Sooners. Next Saturday, the 28th, the Longhorns debut in the SEC starts when Mississippi State makes the trip to Austin. Well, Tennessee, a legit national championship contender, will be paying a visit to Norman. Well, in Bob Stoops' second year, 99-2000, Josh Heupel, he was recruited by the late Mike Leach to come to Norman. Wasn't the greatest athlete, but he was a coach's kid, and he could place that ball anywhere. Used to throw it just like Quinn Ewers, because Ewers can make a ton of throws, more athletic than Josh Heupel. Well, in 2000, the Heupel-led Sooners won the national championship in Bob Stoops' second season. If you recall, OU was way down when Bob took over. Both OU and Texas just weren't very good. Mac Brown started in 98 and then Stoops in 99. Well, Josh Heupel would eventually become a member of Bob Stoops' coaching staff after he retired from playing football. I was there for a lot of Josh Heupel's stint as the quarterback's coach or co-offensive coordinator. And then I returned I was working at the Fox affiliate in Oklahoma City. I believe it was 2013, the season after I left. Bob had to make a change, and he let go of Jay Norvell and Josh Heupel and created a new offensive staff. Well, since then, Heupel would eventually become the head coach at Central Florida and is now the head coach at Tennessee. Well, it was kind of that story was played down, but Heupel even mentioned, hey, it's great to come back to Norman to see friends, but he still has that human nature, that little grudge of what happened. And if you don't think Tennessee is going to try to go into Norman and shut down that crowd at Gaylord Memorial, then you're wrong. But I am picking OU in the upset. I feel like OU is – they're not going to score. I don't think they're going to score a lot of points. I think they score less than 30. And they're going to find a way to beat Tennessee. But Tennessee, check out that quarterback and just check it. The Vols are good. But I think OU pulls off the upset. All right. New Big 12 rivalry, perhaps. Utah's been good for a long time. Mike Gundy, very consistent with the Cowboys. But the new Big 12 rivalry, Utah, top 10, heads to Stillwater. And I believe they're ranked 15th or 14th. But what's unique about this really early season game, both of the quarterbacks, this is their 7th year. And if I remember correctly, combined, the two quarterbacks will be making their 56th start combined. Unreal. Alan Bowman started off at Texas Tech. And then Cam Rising started off at Texas and transferred to Utah. They both benefited from the COVID years and then injuries. 7 years, these two have been able to extend their college football careers. I want to take the Fighting Gundys in the upset as I'm battling some allergies right here. Battling some allergies. Hey, before we wrap things up, I want to give our friends at the Boulevard Bar and Grill in Austin a shout out. The Bully is a cozy Austin original bar and grill that feels like home. Boulevard Bar and Grill, nestled into this Northwest Hills strip mall, recently celebrated 2 decades. The drink prices are like going back to 2004. It's where familiar faces gather and everyone knows your name. The Bully family are also friends of the Stories Inside the Man Cave podcast. Boulevard Bar and Grill on Far West Boulevard in Northwest Austin. Good people, Boulevard. If you're in the Austin area, particularly on the north side, great place to watch college football. Go out and do that. And you know what I just realized? I don't have a cup of coffee with me for Coffee with Clynch. Forgive me, but take a sip and cheers to you and enjoy your college football Saturday. Appreciate you. Have a great day. We are out.